IPMNation.com.
Previously on Angry Drunk Tales.
Be angry. Me write angry emails.
Episode 14. A Thaw in the Ice?
Me still angry. Me continue to write long, rambling, drunken emails. Me continue to be angry over incident several weeks ago. Me have emotional intelligence of 5-year-old child. Me bitter and frustrated with myself over being drunken 300-pound tub of shit. Me undiagnosed paranoid schizophrenic. Me
donkey rapping shit eater.
Me write angry emails. Me hate everyone.
Welcome to episode 14 of Angry Drunk Tales. I'm Matt Connerton.
And I'm Jen Coffey.
And we are the former roommates of
donkey rapping shit eater.
And, well, when we last left off, things were looking pretty hopeless. Just a lot of back and forth between
donkey rapping shit eater
and I via emails. And
a lot of repetitive bullshit.
Oh, we haven't even gotten to when his emails really start getting repetitive and very just so crazy. But
today we've actually reached July 4th, I think.
Yes, we're up to July 4th now in our story. This next email is from July 4th. It's actually from the evening of July 3rd. It was just after midnight, but this is an important turning point in our story, an important plot twist, because as I teased at the end of the last episode, this is where it looked like there might be a glimmer of hope of working things out. And you know,
from your perspective.
Yeah, I mean it looked like there was a chance. Here's the next email that I received from
donkey rapping shit eater.
Okay. Maybe we should all just sometime soon come out of our rooms and talk. At this point, I am not trying to avoid you or Jen. I am trying to avoid Angela, however. The person who has not only expressed those distasteful comments, but from what I have seen, repeatedly has practiced them. As far as Jesse goes, I was actually hoping that he would come and talk to me, because when he said it, I also recognized he was just part of a group mind thing, and a big part of that was being led by Angela. You didn't see what led up to this either. But the comments were the thing that offended me more than anything. Using my projector was not that big of a deal. Yes, I would have preferred he would have asked first, only because I hadn't even used it yet, and I was looking forward to using it that night. To Angela's argument against me, the fact that I told Adam, and I quote, she had her boyfriend over, and he walked through my house half naked and ignored me, well, I'm 45. It's a generational thing to call someone BF or GF and not fuck buddy, as she referred to him herself. No offense, but seeing a complete stranger half naked walk through the house at 3 a.m. and be ignored kind of bugs me. I have a history with stuff like that, and I won't mention something that Adam recently asked me about her possible other activities that I am just now looking out for. So now he's kind of shifting some of the blame to Angela.
And he's trying to insinuate that she's some odd person, and to her, she had a friend that once in a while came by, but that was it. And
yeah,
I don't know about you, but
times.
When I'm coming out of the shower, if I'm coming out of the shower in a towel or whatever, I'm kind of in a rush to get back to my room. I don't really like to hang around the kitchen and chit-chat in my towel. It's just kind of a a comfort zone thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Donkey rapping shit it up.
Was very hung up. And the two face-to-face conversations that he and I had, which come up later in the story, one of them very soon in the story, he was very, very hung up on this thing about Angela's friend. I don't even remember his name. The guy, Adam, he mentions in this email is actually the guy that works at the 7-Eleven around the corner, who I guess
Donkey rapping shit it up.
and Angela were both friendly with. I never got really to know any of their names, but so I guess
Donkey rapping shit it up.
was talking to this guy Adam about Angela.
The dude at 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
but
that's
Ed
really
was-
weird.
Donkey rapping shit it up.
was very hung up on this. Like Angela's friend, well, he was hung up on two things. One,
That he didn't want to stand there and talk to him in a towel.
yeah, I don't understand
And that
that.
they're private people and they tend to be private and aren't in, you know, they're at that time not interested in having a, you know, how you doing conversation in passing.
Yeah, in the middle of the night. Yeah, of course.
You know, it's the run to the bathroom, go back to bed kind of a moment.
Yeah.
It's not the kind of a moment you go, oh, hey, nice to see you. How was work today?
Donkey rapping shit it up.
Got so hyper focused on that and fixated on that. It was so strange. And it was like he was trying to use that combined with what he thinks, what his perception of what happened that fateful night of June 26th, trying to put those together as some sort of an excuse to now hate Angela. Angela,
now there
who
is this-
is very nice and I thought a very respectful roommate. You had that one conflict with her, which was resolved very quickly, and
Yeah,
she
because
apologized.
her and I had a face-to-face discussion and
Right.
worked out our differences. Angela,
Right.
incidentally, at the time had 2 jobs, not 1, 2, that she was balancing, one of which was working a graveyard shift, which I know a lot of people who cannot do. So, you know, again, here's another example of his lying,
Yeah.
where, you know, he's lying that all these so-called 20-somethings don't have jobs, when actually, matter of fact, between the 3 of them, they had no less than 5 jobs.
Right. And he's so annoyed about this guy, like, not stopping
Not
to talk to
stopping
him
to
in the middle
talk
of the
to him.
night.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
It's
Such
3
a
o'clock in the
weird,
fucking morning, man. Go to bed.
such a weird thing.
If you stop me at 3 a.m. on my way back from the toilet, it's going to be night, and I'm going to keep walking.
Yeah. So,
Sorry
So
if that's disrespectful.
yeah. But again, it sounded like so he's talking about talking. So it seemed like there might be a chance at this point. So
But the chance, but now in hindsight, though, now he's trying to shift more blame into Angela.
right.
So there always has to be, there's a pattern here.
Oh,
if
yeah.
you notice, there always has to be somebody he can complain about, or his life is just too boring.
As long as he never has to take responsibility for anything.
Exactly.
Right. So I wrote back. I said, not to speak for him, but I think there's 2 reasons Jesse didn't come talk to you. First, I believe that he, just as I did, thought that everything was settled and cool, because it sure seemed like that at one point. Second, he had to deal with his mom being very upset about the incident. Just so you know, I'm not avoiding you, and we can come out of our rooms and talk anytime you want to. Jen, on the other hand, that's going to take some time. She's the one who put out the do not disturb and the curtain on the door. Can't really shut the door because of the cats. This last medical scare was really bad, and I wasn't exaggerating when I said that I was worried about her. So anyway, it's going to be a while before Jen is out of this room, other than to visit the bathroom. But you and I can talk anytime. Always could. So then he writes back, and the thaw continues, seemingly. Seriously, dude, I really didn't want Jesse to leave, but I was feeling uncomfortable as hell after those comments. And 2 people who lived here expressing similar thoughts and such, as far as Jesse goes, I never really thought he believed that shit. But he was part of a group mind thing that night. But judging by Angela's behavior, I do think she's that way. My own personal observations of her over the last 2 months and such. But a few days ago, I was asked about the fact that she picks her face by someone who knows her better than I do. Face picking is a sign of drug use in many cases. He asked if she was using or not, and I don't know at all. But I also don't know a damn thing about her, except she basically has an attitude that I don't like at all. But after that was said, I determined that I would pay more attention to her. She is 24 and has no help from her family? Maybe there's a reason for that. I don't know, but I am concerned after what was said. And Jessie was not the leader that night, by the way. I went to my room and Angela was the one who kept using my name when I was out of the room. I have a rule I'm usually very careful about. I will not refer to a person when they are out of the room. So I am not seen as talking behind their back. When I left the room, they were in and went into my... Wait, when I left the room, they were in and went to my bedroom. That doesn't make sense. I kept hearing my name mentioned. That was what brought me back out. Even when I had determined the staying out of it and then was the best recourse, my name kept getting spoken in my absence. I even turned down my TV at one point so I could see what they were saying. That's why I said anything to begin with. And that's why I said, you are all guests in my house. Respect that much. So a couple things there. So he's now shifted and made Angela the bad guy,
Right.
Accusing her of drug use.
Yes.
And
this woman who's working 2 jobs.
Yeah, there's no way she's a drug addict.
No.
And I never saw her picking her face.
And what
So
the
I don't know what he's
hell?
talking about.
Where does that come from anyway? I mean, it's like you're seeing a shiny in the store. Oh, shiny! My attention's over there. That was an out of the nowhere comment.
And I never felt Angela was disrespectful.
No, not in any way. Not in any way.
So something else that's interesting, it's the I have a rule I'm usually careful about not talking about a person when they're out of the room. Remember when we were at the other end of the apartment, the room that Angela ended up in after we switched rooms, and we would be talking, might even have the door closed, and if
Donkey rapping shit eater!
even heard something that sounded like
Donkey rapping shit eater!
he'd be like, what?
Yeah.
Like he was always eavesdropping when he happened to be in the kitchen.
Which was kind of creepy.
Yeah, that used to bother me a little bit.
It was creepy.
So I ended that email by saying, I'm sorry. No, he ended that email by saying, he came out to say, you are all guests in my house. Respect that much. I was listening because I could hear him. I was still in our room working, but I could hear him. That is not what he said when he came out of his room. What he said when he came out of his room was, hey, you know what? Fuck you guys. That's exactly the first thing he said when he came out of his room. He didn't say, look, guys, you're all guests in my house, and I feel disrespected, or try to have a mature interaction. No, he stumbled out of his room drunk and said, fuck you guys. Get out of my house. That is what he said.
Right.
I'll never forget that.
One of which being somebody who actually had already paid their rent and lived there.
Right. I will never forget that moment because I'm sitting there at the computer going, oh my God, I've never heard
Donkey rapping shit eater!
be angry before, because he'd always been a happy drunk up to this point.
Well, no, we had, because we'd seen glimmers of that anger in his interactions with
Napoleon Bonaparte.
but we
Right, but
failed
not
to
toward us.
notice it. Right, no, not toward us, not to people just in general like that. But there was so much alcohol flowing that night; it was ridiculous.
Yeah. So then he says, so he writes to me, this is about the whole talking to thing. I said, we can talk anytime, always good. So then he writes back to me, okay, so tomorrow what time is good for you? Or how about now? And I read that and I say, I didn't respond to him. I just said, okay, I guess we'll talk now. And then I hear him, like before I even have a chance to answer him, I hear him, his voice going, Matt? So he's calling to me from the other room. So I think you were asleep or you had your headphones on or something. And I got up and I walked out and it was the big summit.
Yes.
Between
Donkey rapping shit eater!
and I. And
We'll pick that one up.
we'll save that for the next episode. So that concludes episode 14. And we'll finish off this big plot twist on episode 15 when we'll discuss my meeting with
Donkey rapping shit eater!
and how that went. So in the meantime, If you have a roommate who likes to send your email... no, that's not how it goes. We need a new tagline. Let's spontaneously come up with one now. I'm sick of that one. It was never that great anyway.
It was okay.
Let's come up with a tagline.
Meanwhile, if you have a roommate who acts a little odd... nah. Maybe you should run a contest. Maybe you should reach out. Ask people to send in their ideas.
Yeah, that'd work if this were a live show, but we pre-tape this.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean we won't read it. And
yeah. Let's see. If you have a roommate who's a belligerent drunk, do you feel safe?
Right?
Do you?
I didn't.
That'll be the new tagline. All right, so we'll finish with that. So until next time, do you have a roommate who's a belligerent drunk? Oh, I'm sorry. No, let me start that over. We're not going to edit this. This is going to air exactly like this. Okay. If you have a roommate who's a belligerent drunk, do you feel safe?
I know I didn't.
Good night.
Night.
IPMNation.com.